Okay, let's just settle into a nice, comfortable position. My mic's not giving me much feedback. I wonder why. Okay, I think that's a little better. Okay. Your hips are, your knees are about hips width apart. Your shoulders are aligned with the hips. And your spine is a string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And just lengthen your spine. Just put some space in between the vertebrae. Imagine you're getting longer and your spine is a string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And then just go to the crown of the head and relax the scalp, the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the jaw, back of the head, the neck. Allow the shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat, the chest, and the belly, and all of your limbs. Notice the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. And if there are sounds in your environment, just allow those sounds to be there, trying not to follow them with the mind. And then notice the thoughts as they're arising in the mind. Take a little step back and try and observe the thoughts with some level of objectivity. And then you can perhaps create little categories for your thoughts. And if that's a little complicated today, you can just say something like, I'm thinking. And then perhaps you can go one step further, place all those thoughts in a little helium balloon. Just watch that balloon float away. We can place ourselves on the bank of our river, noticing the quality of the water, and just allow ourselves the space to know that while we're sitting on that bank, we're free from the river. So now bring to mind all the people of your life. So the ones you love, the ones you are not so keen on, and the strangers. Remember, they're all, they can all change place at any time. This friend, this enemy, this stranger. And they're all equal in their wish to be happy and their wish to be free from suffering and having this extraordinary capacity for Buddhahood. So I think we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life and by extension, all sentient beings. So remember, there is no negativity that cannot be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. We create negativity with our mind, so we can change that by creating positivity instead. So we start with the power of regret and sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason we're regretting is based on this logic of karma. So everything we experience is due to an action that we've done previously, a karma. Having harmed others, so they say, will necessarily cause us to experience suffering in the future. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. So we rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor who has the methods that we can use to purify ourselves. So we're basically healing ourselves. Ooh, it's kind of a green looking. Now we see your whole desktop. So just imagine this Buddha is above the crown of your head. Beautiful, brilliant, radiant white light. And you can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. There's a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and they're peaceful and they're full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, this is the second part of reliance, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently, and maybe in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginning's time. And then remember those who have harmed you, and we just have compassion for them because they're going to suffer as a result of the harm they've done to you. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. And now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine, doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hompe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hompe vajrasapta samaya manupalaya vajrasapta dina patita dida meboa sutukaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hompe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita. Dida meboa sutukaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anarakta meboa sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan. Sawa tata gata vajramutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hompe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutukaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hompe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutukaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hompe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutukaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra. It arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, fills your entire body, except that this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, which overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutukaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hompe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita Dida meboa, sutukaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hompe, vajrasattva samaya vajrasattva dina patita, dida meboa, sutukaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hompe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutukaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hompe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutukaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasiti mempi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satva Ahom Pe Ambajasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satva Ahom Pe Ambajasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Hum Te. So this time imagine that your speech is now completely purified, and it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. And this includes the written word and what you put up on social media. And even the images that you put up, it represents your thoughts. It represents something you want to share with people, and your words. So we have this marvelous platform in which we can be of huge benefit with our speech. So next is the purification of the mind, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same as when you walk into a pitch black room and you flick on that switch. That light that comes instantly dispels the darkness. So the same here, the moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all your attachment and neediness and anger and bitterness and depression, resentment, jealousy, grudges, anxiety, all of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan, Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe, Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dinapatita, Dida Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dinapatita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And just imagine now there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And next, the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. So we're working at a much more subtle level here. So you imagine light and nectar being sent by Vajrasattva from his heart. It fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of energy, negative energy from the mind. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa sutukaya meboa supokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kamasita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa sutukaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kamasita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa sutukaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kamasita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa sutukaya meboa supokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kamasita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa sutukaya meboa supokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kamasita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa sutukaya meboa supokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kamasita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe Vajrasattva manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita meboa sutukaya meboa supokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kamasita me sitam shiyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva a hum pe. So now feel completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Really feel that. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. So now comes the power of resolve, and this is the fourth and final step in the purification process. It's a really crucial step, this one, is the determination to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind. So it might not be forever again, but at least we can think about trying to refrain from harming. So without some form of determination or making a decision, we're just going to blindly, continually engage in the same old habits. Maybe interrupting people while they're speaking, or perhaps not always telling the truth, or maybe exaggerating, or talking about people behind their backs. Oh, this is just kind of habitual behavior, but could be harmful. We definitely know that gossip can be harmful. So Rinpoche would always say everything exists on the tip of the wishes. It's quite sweet. So we just have to aspire. And this becomes like a guardrail, an aspiration. This becomes like a beacon that guides our body and our speech and our mind in new directions. So maybe think carefully about something you'd like to work on. Give yourself a reasonable timeline. And don't forget to rejoice in your efforts as well. So imagine Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown, and think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, and Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So next, Rinpoche would recommend to meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. You can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. You can also think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this kind of meditation this evening ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And then just think, for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, strong wish for His Holiness to live long, to live a healthy life, for the rest of his life, and to be able to continue to teach and advise in his capacity that he has been, same capacity he's been doing. Over 80, still so much benefit. And then, of course, the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche. And then, of course, for all of your own teachers. Okay, lots of love, everybody. Good night. I will see you tomorrow morning. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.